Thank you for tuning in to You, Me, and a Cup of Tea, where we enjoy a cup of tea with like-minded and elevated people and talk about life, love, business, and everything in between. Today on the show, we have a special guest, Phil. Thank you for coming. Phil is a man of many talents and focuses on multiple streams of income. He does investing with mobile home properties, commercial properties, cryptocurrency, credit repair, and more. So
Indeed.
So we're super excited to have you. We're gonna have an amazing conversation today, just talking about how he got started and everything that he's about. So we're really happy to have you on the show.
Man, I'm happy, ecstatic to be here. I appreciate you guys, inviting me on.
Right.
And just, everything you're doing. I think since the day we met, I've been telling you I'm a fan of you guys and what you guys got going. So whatever you guys
it's all love.
It's
all love. We appreciate you coming. I'm just so excited to have you on here because I know a lot of people, want to invest or need credit repair. And so, you're that person. So we need the tea. How do we get started? Or, how did you get started? Let's talk about that.
I really just wanted to be what I needed as I was coming through my journey as far as investing in the beginning. So that's what really drives me and kind of pushes me to help other people, new entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs, and just people who want to make multiple streams of income and do better for themselves.
Right.
So, but to answer your question, not to get off, how I got started, believe it or not, I hear this a lot and it's kind of cliche, but I was that kid that was selling candy in school.
Yeah.
I've always had the entrepreneur spirit, the mindset, of creating my own streams of income. And just not waiting for other people or other things to transpire for me to, create income for myself.
Right.
So that's what I started doing that as a kid, and that elevated me to be able to do things and basically sell things that I wanted, right? So I'm in the shoes, sneakers, kicks.
Right.
So I started selling shoes when I was in high school, right? And I did that to be able to afford the shoes that I wanted for myself.
Right.
And that took off into something else, and then I started learning about business accounts, LLCs, and things like that. And man,
it's just grown from there.
Every day, it's a learning thing. So,
That is so awesome. I love it. We are going to enjoy our cup of tea by Herbal Health 360 today. We're sipping on the Tranquility, just nice, peaceful, relaxing, anti-stress, and anxiety relief. So we're going to enjoy this as we continue to talk with Phil and just, figure out how we can do what he does and connect with him. So you're actually not from here, right?
Correct.
So where are you from?
Correct. All right. So I'm from Chicago. I call it the North. I call it the North.
Yeah.
But from Chicago, born and raised. But I've always had roots here. I got family in Hattiesburg, the Burkett. Shout out to Hattiesburg, Mississippi. Shout out to all Mississippi, Chicago, everywhere. But Hattiesburg, and honestly, I didn't even know Mississippi had a coast. I didn't.
What?
Yep. I came up here for a wedding, and when I saw it, I said, "Man, this is nice.
Right.
It's beautiful. It's laid back. It's kind of out the way a little bit. Right. And it's
much different from what you.
Oh yeah.
Much different from what you've experienced, because Chicago is not that. I've never been there, but it's not that, is it?
Yeah, Chicago is a lot more hustle and bustle, a lot more congestion.
Right.
Just in my opinion, just a lot more attention. Just because people are so close together. But I love the city. Nothing better than being from that.
Right.
But at the same time, for me to grow, I had to leave.
You had to leave. Okay, so now you're here. You're here in Biloxi, Gulfport, Mississippi, Mississippi area.
The coast. All over, yeah.
Were you already in mobile homes when you moved here, or when did you start your mobile home
It's a great
investing?
Question. So I actually started my mobile home investing, believe it or not, in Chicagoland area, the outskirts of Chicago in Northwest Indiana. I had gotten to a traditional real estate deal. It was a group investment, and the plan was to get a investment property, put the money in it, flip it. It was gonna be all great. Everybody's gonna, I'm counting my money. It's gonna be a good deal, right? Did not go that way at all. I mean, we had inspections, we had, just all type of things that we just wasn't foreseeing. Right. And that caused us to hold the property longer, which caused us to lose our profit margins.
Oh, wow.
Right. But me knowing that I wanted to get in real estate to be able to get that financial freedom, that freedom period, I knew that I needed to do something else in real estate. And I was on social media, I'm scrolling, and I see a partner of mine, he like, hey man, I'm doing these mobile homes. Like a quick little post on Facebook, I believe. Hit him up, I said, hey, what's going on with the mobile homes, man? Talk to me. We met at a Panera Bread the next day. I remember because I was starving. I'm like, what's Panera Bread? But we met there and we talked, had some tea, and it was it was mind blowing for me because you could use some of those same concepts in real estate and put them in mobile homes, except you don't have the high entries as far as the acquisition of the properties. With these mobile homes, a lot of times I get them for free. Yeah, so
you need to let us know how to do that.
That's definitely something that's been helping the business grow, and I just kind of took that formula that he taught me and just ran with it. And now I'm doing what he did. I'm teaching people how to get money in mobile homes and create another stream of income as well.
So that day of Panera Bread just changed everything for you.
It did.
So you've been doing mobile homes for how long?
I've been investing in mobile homes for over 4 years, officially a business for 3.
Okay, awesome. And then on top of that, you also do commercial real estate now.
Yes.
And then you do investing with cryptocurrency too. So how did you how long, okay, let's go back. So you started investing, you did mobile homes, and you left your 9 to 5. When did you do that?
So I left my 9 to 5 officially 2020.
Okay.
But I mean, mentally I was checked out.
Right.
2018. My father passed September 2018, and that was a lot of motivation for me to push forward and do the things that I aspire to do in my life, because time is borrowed.
Right.
A lot of times us as humans, we think that we have all this time, and that's just not the case.
Right.
We don't really know when our clock is up, but we know it's ticking. So with that said, I knew I needed to push and do what I wanted to do. So 2018, I started kind of diving heavy into the business side and doing things the right way, form my LLC, get my business bank accounts,
right.
Working on the credit and things like that. But I was still working as a special education teacher at the time.
Okay.
My heart is for the kids. I started as a football coach, and then I was also a special education teacher. So I've always been a mentor, so to speak, especially to youth, young adults. And just seeing how the school systems is, honestly, my opinion, I'm not a big fan of it.
Right.
So, instead of being a part of the problem, I figured I'd be a part of the solution. And that was teaching them, how to create streams of income, because I think a lot of our issues within the inner city and just in our community is just a lack of resources.
Right. Yeah. I definitely agree. And I agree with you on, what you said is that you're for the kids and stuff like that, but you realize like the school system and stuff is not for you. Cause I also, being a nurse, I thought about, helping people and stuff like that's inside of me. But when I actually got into the hospitals, I realized that was not for me. That's not what I wanted to do. So now, take a step back, think about what I can do to actually help people, use my knowledge of what I do know and help other people. So, into herbalism,
that's what's up.
Herbal Health 360, and that's how all of that thrives. So now you realizing that you can mentor people in a different way to help them get out of the situations that they're in. So sometimes the blessing is in, not failure, but in, not what you thought it was gonna be. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And to piggyback off of that, I always, especially my mentees, I tell them, try it. You might not like it, but you don't know you don't like it until you try it. And then that'll lead you to somewhere else. And that is your path. That's the, road to success, your roadmap to success, so to speak. So a lot of times we gotta, go through things to know if we like it or not, and which way to pivot. So experiences is everything.
Yeah, life experiences are gonna, Nigeria and I talked about this, but life experiences are gonna build up to you know, all of your successes and your story
Absolutely.
and everything like that. So, yeah, so I think that's really great that you just kind of like stepped back and figured out what you could do, you know, to bless people in your way,
right.
like in the way that you can do it, you know, what's meant for you. So now you've been investing and stuff like that. So now you've made 6 figures with investing, with mobile homes, and crypto.
Yes.
How did you get started with crypto?
So with crypto, and this is how everything is connected, right? As I mentioned before, I was a football coach. So a lot of the people I coached that was on my staff with me, I coached them when they were playing, right? So I started coaching young. I had some offers in high school, but I was a knucklehead. I didn't want to, you know, pursue those. I wanted to pursue the shiny lights, right? The other stuff. So that made me have regret, you know. So I said, okay, I'm gonna start being the person I needed. Right. So that's what made me start coaching. I said, okay, I'm going to teach these young adults that, hey, maybe you should pursue something else. Don't chase the shiny object, right? Like I did, and live with regrets. So I started coaching at a young age. I think I was 19, 20. 20 years old when I started coaching. So one of the coaches on the staff who I coached, he came back from college, and he was living off of not Bitcoin, but Ethereum, which is a cryptocurrency, another cryptocurrency. He was living off of it. And he used to always say, man, Burkett, you got to get on this crypto, because he knew I was invested into, you know, entrepreneurship and things like that. So he's like, you need to get into crypto, man. You need to do this. And I just ignored him. I mean, honestly, I was like,
I feel like a lot of people are doing that right now.
You know, especially now with the market.
Yeah.
That's another subject. So I just, you know, but he was persistent, man. He was, you know, shout out to Ryan King. He was persistent. He's like, Burkett, I'm telling you. And he's like, all right, put $250 into this crypto. And he literally walked me through it. I did it on my cell phone, forgot about it. That 250 turned into like 10K.
Wow.
And I mean, talking about 13 months.
Wow.
So now my wheels turning.
Yeah, right? Now you're like, oh shit.
You know, exactly. As an investor, we all about ROI. We want the return on investment.
Right.
And I'm like, look, all I did was put $250 into my phone and forgot about it, you know, honestly, and got reminded about it.
You was making money in your sleep.
That's what about making money in your sleep. So I started really getting into it, doing the research. And once I realized it actually solves a problem, real world problems. I mean, that's what the economy is based on, right? That's business, right? Just to solving problems. So I was behind it, and I was able to hit and make some money on some other cryptos, and I started a private group, and we just been rocking and rolling.
You've been rocking and rolling since. So absolutely. Do you do day trading or long term or?
So we do both. Okay. We have people in our community who day trade. However, I don't indulge in day trade just because it's a lot more riskier. Right. I'm a buy and hold type of guy. I like to catch it cheap as I think it'll be. Right. And then invest my money and just, you know, pull my money out as it comes up.
So you should be investing right now because
absolutely.
I know you're loving this because it's been a little testy out here. And I'm looking at my portfolio like.
But see, I gotta say this too. The biggest mistake I see new investors make, and I made this mistake as well, is that it's called realized gains, right? You put the money in, you see it go up, but if you don't pull it out, it's not a profit. You gotta pull it out. Right. You know, just like in investments, houses, you know, you see that equity. It look great on paper, but you know you gotta pull it out. Yeah. And actually
say that you profited from it.
Absolutely. Yeah. A lot of times we get attached to these assets and not understanding what our plan is. Our plan is to get a return on our investment. Right. You know, so a lot of times you can pull that money out, invest it in something else, repeat, you know, make the money work for you.
So with your group that you're in, do you is it a private group or do you allow other people to come in? Do y'all help like educate other people? Like if the audience wanted to get in touch with you about crypto and stuff, you're gonna connect them with the right people.
Absolutely. So we have a couple different tiers in the group. We do have a free Facebook group for anybody who wants to join. You want to learn about crypto, ask some questions, you know, get in the room with some people who have some experience in that. We do have a free Facebook group, Urban Digital Assets, free Facebook group. Answer the questions.
Go follow them.
Yep, follow us. And we also have a private Discord, and it's a paid VIP membership group. And that's when we call the plays, the big plays. We talk about NFTs.
Yeah.
You know, we got a lot going on in there. So yeah, we do it all. We got recorded content for people who want to learn. You know, we got
So you're putting out the roadmap for people.
I mean, you know, it's another stream of income.
Right.
You know, it's all about how you play it. And
right.
Information is your transformation.
Okay.
Right? So,
information is your transformation.
sure.
I like that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I like that. Okay, so what's next for you? Like what do you have planned in the upcoming, years? Like what's next?
Man, that's a great question.
You're in a lot of things right now. You do so much. So
right now I'm focusing, got a lot of emphasis going on a credit repair business.
Yes.
Second Chance Credit, secondchance.credit. Go to the website. And I just want to help people, because what I'm seeing is in my mentorship is that people want to do the right things, right? They want to make the right moves, but funding, right? We don't have the resources. We don't have the information to access the money. And a lot of times our credit can be a tool, right? We can leverage our credit to get access to that money. And now you have access to, let's say $50,000. You can take that money and invest it, right? Get you a plan, get your credit together, pull you 50 grand and invest in it. I mean, whether it's a business, whether it's some real estate, whether it's yourself, education, whatever, invest it. And then that way you can leverage that investment to pay the loan back and you keep the profits.
Right.
I mean, the rich do it all the time. It's called OPM, other people's money. That's other people's money. That's big. And that was one of the mistakes I made early. I was always digging in my own pocket to fund my deals. And I mean, I have more reach now.
Right.
Now that I'm able to get funding through other companies and corporations. But I'm working on that heavy right now, the credit, just, help our people out there. As well as come in 2023, I've been talking to a couple of business partners of mine. We're starting a fund where professionals, because I come across a lot of nurses, they're busy, a lot of, lawyers and just people who are busy, but they do want to do the right things.
Right.
So I'm gonna start a fund where you can invest in the fund, and we're gonna go out there because we got so many deals. Mobile home parks, we got commercial properties, we looking at the storage spaces. I mean, we got a lot of stuff in the pipeline, and it's the funding.
Right.
So we can bring our resources together. We can own more.
And all basically be a collective.
Man, to the moon.
Come on now. Come on now.
Take care of these babies.
And I feel like you said, people do it all the time, and mostly, especially in our community, we don't know any better. What I'm saying? So there's, leveraging, your credit with your business and, like you said, being able to reach further with, the money, as far as if it's credit or, in those ways, we don't know those things.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? We just know that we need a credit score to get a car that we can't afford, or a house that we can, it's not the right deal. You know what I'm saying?
And we
nobody taught us.
We don't know how that process works.
Right.
So for instance, getting a car, right? I remember going to a car lot, getting financed, and they shopping my credit profile around to somebody who would finance me. Now, in the midst of that, I done got, I done got 15 inquiries on my credit report.
And you go home and you thinking, damn.
Right, like what the hell? So now with the information, now I go to my bank, who I have a relationship with, who I have been doing business with, and say, hey, I'm looking for a car. They'll say, okay, Mr. Burkett, what is your, price range, or this is how much you get approved for.
Right.
45, 50K, they give me a check, I go get my car credit pulled one time.
Right.
And it's
usually a lower interest rate.
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. You took the words out of my mouth.
And that's stuff that we just wasn't taught coming up. interest rates, balancing checkbooks, and I mean just credit profiles.
Because you got people out here that have credit cards that's interest rates is 25, 30%.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
You might as well have just went in your pocket and just threw the money at them.
Go get a loan shark, the money from the loan shark off the street.
Yeah.
So and again, that goes back to the information. I've been doing a lot of reading lately, and I came across this passage that said, information is the greatest resource. And most people would think, oh, no, it's water, right? It's air. Of course, we need those to survive.
Right. Those
but
are
the thought
necessities.
behind that is, if we don't know where to get the water, we can't get it.
Right.
If we don't know how to breathe the air, right, can't get it. So information is the greatest resource. Because if you know better, you do better.
You do better.
You know, so.
If you know better, you do better.
Facts.
I like that.
It's more this tea.
Like
tea.
that. Yeah,
What's this called again?
Yeah, this is the Tranquility by Herbal Health 360. Make
Get
sure
you some
y'all show.
Tranquility, guys.
Yeah, get y'all some
That's what's
Tranquility. Well, look, I forgot to even put the honey. We didn't even put the honey in the tea. That's how good the tea is. It don't even have honey in it.
That's what's up.
But yeah, when you know better, you do better. I like that.
Yes,
So
yes.
absolutely. So you got a lot of great things that are coming up for you. You know, you've been a mentor for people. Now, you know, you've released yourself from a 9-to-5 and you're solely investing and, you know, crypto and mentoring other people.
Correct.
So,
Yeah.
you got it going on. Every time I talk to you, you're in something else. Like you have your foot in something else.
And that's, you know, if I can, I just want to say this to whoever listening. If you have the drive to do different things, because I was kind of put in a box when I first started getting into business, saying, hey, you got to focus on this. And that's true to a certain extent.
Right.
But at the same time, being an entrepreneur, being a business owner, you have to be able to pivot. You have to be able to adapt to change. You got to be able to, you know, just work under chaos at times, right? So it's a lot of different skill sets you have to do. And just remember, everything you do is kind of putting your puzzle together, you know, putting everything in motion.
Yeah, the life experiences add up to the success and everything else that you're destined to do. And what's going to be for you is going to be for you. And also, you know, James and I talk about this is, you know, using your resources. You know what I'm saying? Reaching out, paying for information. Like we will pay, like you said, information is key. Like, you know what I'm saying? And you know, we pay for information. Like, you know, you have to, because if you don't know it, somebody else does.
Right.
You know, so why not, you know, pay for what they know, because in the long run, that's helping you get to where you need to be and making you successful. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. And you know, the business, I mean, I get a lot of those comments like, oh, everything is on YouTube. And that's true. However, what they don't tell you about YouTube is you're going to take time to find what you're looking for. Right? And then it's going to take more time for you to research and learn it. And time is the one thing you don't get back.
No, you don't.
You can make that money back, right? They print money every day. More than likely, they're printing money right now while we're talking. However, nobody figured out how to make time yet, right? So the time is what's important. The time is what we need to be, you know, putting on that pedestal, not necessarily the money. The money gives us our time.
And if you think about it, just like, you know, with successful people, they have people that are doing things that they don't have time to do.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. So if we just keep that same mindset for ourselves as well, like, okay, I might not know how to do that. You know, I know somebody that can, well then, you know, I put them in play on that. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, if you think like how we do, money won't be an issue. You know what I'm saying? Like money won't be an issue because we're so blessed.
Exactly.
Like we're blessed and highly favored. So your first time making a mistake, you know, as far as investing, you know, because a lot of people, they worry about, well, you know, if I put $1,000 in this and it doesn't work, and you know, and that's why people don't do it. Most of the time they get scared. So what was it like for you when you made your first mistake?
So that first mistake for me, I felt dumb, just to be honest. And I think a lot of people, that's they fear. They don't want to get scammed, right? They don't want to feel stupid.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you know, you have to take risks. I don't know anybody who's been successful, who's accomplished their goals, that didn't have some type of risk involved, right? And what I would say to those people is, if you don't want to invest into something, invest in yourself. Put that into education. And you don't have to pay nobody. Go get you a book. Go take you a course. Go, you know what I'm saying? Do something. You know, where there's a will, there's a way. But you know, your goal, your purpose got to be bigger than your situation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So how big was your mistake, quote unquote?
All right. So,
and like, how did you feel in that moment? Because, you know, I know you said like family was calling you stupid.
Sure. So my mistake was, and I'm gonna keep it.
We're all vulnerable.
I was moving too fast, so I wanted to get this mobile home deal done, and I came across this handyman maintenance guy. He said I could do the work for you, and I'm like, okay, cool. Now all my instincts telling me get the paperwork, get your paperwork right, but he's like, nah, come on, just give me a couple hundred to get started, and this and that. I wind up giving him half the money. He blocked me, never talked. I mean, just totally ran off on me. Ran off on the plug twice. Right.
Twice.
I mean, that's just a song. Oh. But 2 times shame on me. But no, so he ran off on me. However, I felt dumb because I'm like, I know better. But I'm moving too fast. I was so excited about getting it done that I missed some of the important parts of the deal. And I had to pay for it. But again, I didn't let that stop me from investing altogether. Mobile homes altogether. That stopped me for a week or two. Slowed down my progress, but at the end of the day, I sold that property, made a profit on it. Could have made more, but I got a deal done. It's in the portfolio. I got my experience, and I learned that lesson.
The lesson.
The key is to not make the same mistake
again.
You know what I mean? So, it's gonna happen. We work a job. We make mistakes at work. You know what I'm saying? You see accidents on the road. People make mistakes while driving. Mistakes are a part of learning. It's a part of growing. It's it's all a part of this life that we got, and I think mistakes are put in our life to learn from and be better and teach other people behind us to not make that mistake.
I feel like in elevation, just in general, anyone that's trying to elevate, I feel like there's always a risk. Yes. I feel like being an elevated person in general is risky.
Absolutely.
Like, you know what I'm saying? There could always be a mistake that you make, and it's just because most of what people see is positive doesn't mean that there's negative or struggles and things like that happening behind closed doors.
And this is what I used to tell my football players, because they get on huddle and watch the highlights. I say, look, understand what a highlight is. A highlight is that person putting out their best moments. Go look at lowlights. Search lowlights. It's hard to find them because nobody's putting out the lowlights, right? But that's what makes the person. That's what molds and forms you into who you are, and just it makes you become what you are meant to be.
Right. You
know what I'm saying? So mistakes, they frustrating while you're going through them. Nobody wants to do them, but they are necessary.
They are necessary.
And when you look back, you be like, I'm glad I made that mistake because now I know better.
Now I know better. Yeah. And when you know better, you do better.
This is a fact. This is a fact. So, and it's just so much, that it's so much that's involved in business. I think that, the beginning investor, the new entrepreneur, they can get overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed and scared.
Yep. Fear is the number one thing that stops us. But then again, like I said, I've been reading books lately, right? So what are we afraid of?
Right.
And a lot of times, this is our own self-inflicted fears. Our minds building up this. Oh, well, are they gonna like this? Or what they gonna think of this? And if you just put it out there, if you just do it, be consistent, and do it from a good place, it all works out.
It all falls together. Like everything that's meant for you, I say this all the time, but everything that's meant for you is gonna be for you. Facts. Put the work in, grind, and use your resources that you have to get where you need to be. And everything will fall in place for you. Your life experiences will get you where you need to be. So
you said a key word though, resources.
Yeah.
That's another thing I like to talk about. We got to start pulling resources together.
Yeah.
Right. Without, that pride factor. Like, oh, I don't want to ask this person. I don't want to call this person back. I done called him once. He's supposed to call me back, or she's supposed to call me back, and that didn't happen. So I don't want to do it. We got to get out of that.
Right.
Because people got lives going on.
Right.
And sometimes people just slip, they forget.
Right.
The mind is, it's a great muscle, but at the same time, it can let
exhausted.
You down sometimes. Right.
Yeah, and it gets exhausted.
And we take things personal.
And I reached out to someone recently and didn't hear back from them for 24 hours. And I didn't take it offensively because everyone has their own lives. So I really do appreciate you coming to the show. This has been an amazing episode. I feel like we've, given, the people some hope, also giving them a lot of knowledge of, great things that they could do. And have them reach out to you
Yes.
on social media. Let them know where they can reach out to you
Please,
at.
guys, reach out to me. My Instagram is at Burkett First Class, the first number 1 ST, at Burkett First Class. Facebook business page is Burkett First Class Solutions. And YouTube channel is at Coach Burkett TV. Guys, reach out to me. I'm here to help. However I can help, let's get it.
He's here to help. If you need a mentor, if you're looking for credit repair, investing, cryptocurrency, he is the person. Reach out to him. Like I said, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe, like, and turn on your notifications to You, Me, and a Cup of Tea. We will see you next time on the next episode.
Peace.